What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, make sure to go down and smash that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. Today in this video, we're going to be giving little man a high fade with a sharp natural hairline, making those braids pop. Let's get it. The first thing we have to do is get his braids from falling over to get a good area to cut with no problems. I'm going to take a rubber band and pull his hair up into one bunch and twist it around the hair a couple times until it holds like I want it to. So before I cut anything, I want to brush all around the head to get the hair to lay down naturally, so all the hair is being cut the same, and we can also identify areas that may grow different. Right here, I'm going to go in with my number 1 guard with the grain and knock down all the bulk that we don't need. The reason I chose the number 1 guard with the grain is because we want the overall length of this hair prior to the fade to be this length. Usually because this is the best for a haircut that has braids on top, but also it may differ. It just depends on the hair texture. If you guys are liking this video so far, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm so I can keep growing and reaching new people. So now I have my number 2 guard starting around the crown area, going against the grain because of the swirl that we are trying to finesse to match with the number 1 guard with the grain, which works perfectly because the number 2 guard is slightly equivalent to the number 1 guard with the grain. It just depends on the hair texture, but it works just perfectly on little man. It just cleaned up some of those dark spots. Now that we've set up our foundation, we're going to make our first guideline, the bald line, with our Babyliss trimmers. He's getting a high fade, so we're not going to be keeping a C-cup, so we're going to bald it all the way to the corner where the C-cup will usually start. After setting in the guideline, you want to knock out all the hair that we don't need and prep this guideline for the next one by softening up the guideline and making sure it's even all the way around the head. When you guys see me hitting the bottom of the bald line, that is me softening the line. I'm pushing the guideline up in a noticeably amount with the trimmer's moving blade facing upwards, creating a less harsher guideline towards the bottom so it'll be easier taking the line out. And also I use the same concept to push the guideline up if it isn't even all the way across the head. For the next guideline, I'm going to go in with my cordless magic clips with the lever all the way open, going up about a ½ inch, making sure that I keep this guideline width the same all the way around the head and making sure that it's parallel to our first guideline that we made using our trimmers. And one important tip, you guys, if you guys notice when you're setting in the guideline that there's dark areas, make sure that you go over it more than one time so we don't have any problems when coming back to take out this guideline. So now we're going to be fading out this guideline by blending it with the bald line. To successfully do this, we just close the lever halfway, start up under the guideline and flick up and flick out in the C motion, and you should see that line blend away. Now on every hair texture, it might not be this accurate when you close the lever halfway, so sometimes you have to open and close the lever and find that sweet spot that gets the line out just right for you. You guys, for our next guideline, we're going to go in with the number 1 guard on with the lever all the way open. The reason why I went in with the lever all the way open instead of it all the way closed is because I want to preserve more hair on the head, and I'm going to be fading down. And when I fade down, it leaves a darker shade to the fade. Doesn't make it look too bald on the side, and that's the look I'm going for. A common problem I have when setting the guideline in with my number one guard open is that I have to go over it multiple times. Make sure you guys go over your guidelines multiple times if you see dark spots. It'll make it easier when it's time to blend the line out to make the fade. After creating my guideline with the number one guard all the way open, I close my lever all the way, still using the number one guard, and I start up under the guideline and I flick up to the guideline, going about midway into that one guard open area, creating that transition as I'm fading down. Throughout the process, I don't solely keep the number one guard all the way closed. It just depends on how the hair is blending. I may open the lever halfway and go back and forth, really detailing my transition. If you guys are liking this video so far, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm so I can keep growing and reaching new people. To finish off this guideline, I'm going to come in with my half guard. I usually like to start with the lever halfway closed to save room for error, then finish off with the lever closed all the way. And as you guys can see, that blended that whole guideline out. I'm going to come back later for detail work, but for now I'm going to move on. When we started this cut, we cut the hair down to the number one guard with the grain, which is equivalent to a number two guard against the grain. So since the hair is already cut down to a number two guard, we're going to fade down from there. Right now I have on my 1.5 guard, starting at our guideline and just flicking out, creating another transition. And I know it may seem like it, but I'm not going up as high as I did with the number two guard, but I'm making sure that I cut enough hair to start a transition. So our guideline before the guideline that we just took out was with the number one guard all the way open. And as you guys can see, that number one guard all the way open blends right into that 1.5 area. So that's why we're back with our number one guard, and I have it with the lever all the way open. And right here we're just going to be doing a lot of detail work, connecting those two guidelines, making this fade seamless from top to bottom and get every hair to blend how I want it to. So right here we're just doing a lot of detail work. Moving on to the hairline, we're going to be prepping it by applying some holding spray and using our blow dryer to dry it and get the hair to lay down stiff. The hairline is one of my favorite parts of the tutorial. It just brings the haircut all together. But I'm going to sit back and let you guys watch this work. Just look how crispy it is already, y'all. Sheesh. And it's all natural. As y'all can see, we got a little man crispy, but we about to put that razor on there to stamp it. Well, you guys, this is the before. This is how little man came in, but y'all know how we do it. We had to get him right. And if you guys watched the video up until this point, I really appreciate you. But without further ado, this is the cut. Let me know what you guys think about the haircut in the comments. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video, and make sure you guys go down and smash that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and turn that notification bell on. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope to catch you guys on the next one. And also, you guys can follow me on Instagram at JoshXBarber, like you guys see at the top of the video. It's your boy Josh, and I'm out.